Welcome back. Now, India Today has accessed the biggest or one of the clinchers in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. The June 8th WhatsApp chat between Rhea Chakraborty and Mahesh Bhatt reveals that the actress informed the filmmaker about leaving Sushant's house. In her chat, Rhea texts Bhatt and I, quote, Aisha moves on, sir, with a heavy heart and a sense of relief. Rhea further said that their last call was a wake-up call. She called Mahesh Bhatt her angel and her best man. Rhea also messaged, I love you, sir, to the filmmaker. The 28-year-old actress even stated that she had found courage to do so with what she did because of Mr. Bhatt. During the June 8th chat, Rhea further texted Bhatt that the best emotion that she feels is for him. She also thanked her destiny for meeting him. In response to Rhea's messages, filmmaker Bhatt asked her not to look back and thanked her for her bravery. Bhatt also told Sushant's girlfriend that if he is of no use to her, his existence is worthless and that it takes guts to do what she did. I want to connect right now to my colleague Devesh, who's joining us live. Devesh, would you take us through the WhatsApp content and give us a bit of a background to it? Does this in any way contradict with what Rhea had told the police earlier in her statements, where she had said allegedly that she left Sushant because he asked her to leave? Because in this WhatsApp chat, it clearly seems to suggest that she left of her own volition.
Exactly, Preeti. This WhatsApp chat between Mahesh Bhatt and Rhea Chakraborty, this communication has happened on 8th of June itself. And 8th of June, remember, it is the same day. As per Rhea's statement to police officials and agencies, she said that on 8th of June, it was Sushant who asked her to leave and go back to her father's residence, while Rhea had stayed with Sushant Singh Rajput throughout the lockdown, like throughout April, March and the month of May. On June 8th, Sushant asked her to go back to her residence, take care of her own health condition, and also that Sushant had asked Shovik, who's Rhea's brother, on 10th of June, asking about her well-being. Rhea indeed had blocked the number of Sushant Singh Rajput, and there wasn't any communication between Rhea and Sushant till 14th of June. This message that has happened, this communication that has happened between Mahesh Bhatt and Rhea Chakraborty hints that Rhea had left on her own wish, on her own volition, and she here says that Aisha moves on. Aisha is the character that she is portrayed in a film titled Jalebi, which was produced by Mahesh Bhatt, and that is why she is referring to this message, citing her name as Aisha. Aisha moves on with a heavy heart and a sense of relief. So she is expressing what was she going through at that time. Also, she discusses about the last call that she had with Mahesh Bhatt, and she says that that was a wake-up call and that gave her courage to move on. So this hints that Rhea Chakraborty was moving on, and there was some kind of problem in the relationship that she had with Sushant Singh Rajput, though those details haven't come out in Rhea's statement to police, as well as in her statement issued by her lawyer, Satish Manishinde. Though Satish Manishinde also hinted in the statement that Rhea herself was not mentally well at that point of time, and that is why she was also consulting a psychotherapist, and she had booked an appointment with Suzanne Walker, who's a psychotherapist, along with Sushant, and she was going to see her. But this message, this set of messages that India Today has exclusively accessed, hint that there was something wrong between the couple, and that is why Rhea moved out and then went back to her own residence.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Devesh. Thank you there. Meanwhile, I want to shift focus to my colleague Nabila, who's standing by, and she'll take you through the WhatsApp conversation between Mahesh Bhatt and Rhea. Over to you, Nabila.
Now, India Today has accessed exclusive WhatsApp messages between Rhea Chakraborty and Mahesh Bhatt. Clearly, in the WhatsApp conversation, it looks very evident that Rhea Chakraborty moved out of Sushant's house on her own will. In fact, it also appears very clearly that Mahesh Bhatt has been a guiding light, a mentor to Rhea Chakraborty, as per the messages exchanged. Here, we're looking at Rhea having a conversation with Mahesh Bhatt, saying that you are my angel, sir. You were then, you are now. And then Mahesh Bhatt encouraging her, saying, don't look back, make it possible what is inevitable. These are the text messages going on to say, Mahesh Bhatt, my love to your father. He will be a happy man. That's what Mahesh Bhatt says. While Rhea responds, have found some courage, sir. And what you said about my dad that day on the phone pushed me to be stronger for him. Now, Also, furthermore, Rhea Chakraborty saying he sends you love and thanks for all that you've done to me, or all the encouragement always, while Mahesh Bhatt replies saying that you are my child and saying that I feel light now. Mahesh Bhatt's response there while he encourages Rhea. Rhea responding, no words, sir, just a full heart, but the best emotions I feel for you, sir. Her response to her while Mahesh Bhatt says, thank you for being brave. Now, this kind of conversation between Rhea and Mahesh Bhatt clearly shows their equation, that they were both sharing each other's emotions. In fact, Rhea Chakraborty going on to say, thank you, destiny, that I met you. She refers to Mahesh Bhatt, and she says, you are right, our paths met this day. In fact, she says, not for a film, but something very different. Every word you've said to me echoes in me, and I feel a deep impact of your unconditional love, is what Rhea says to Mahesh Bhatt, while Mahesh Bhatt responds, yes, yes, yes. If I am of no use to you, my existence is worthless. This is Mahesh Bhatt guiding Rhea, encouraging her to do what she wants to do, to make the decisions that she wants to make. And Rhea responds, you once again unclipped my wings, and says, twice in one life is almost godlike. Mahesh Bhatt's response, not for a film, but something very different. What Rhea had sent to him, Mahesh Bhatt responds saying, rest. Now, this is the encouragement, a text message exchange between Rhea and Mahesh Bhatt on the 8th of June, the day Rhea left Sushant Singh Rajput's house. Initially, she claimed that it was Sushant who asked her to leave, but clearly in these text messages, it appears that Rhea has left on her own, and Mahesh Bhatt encouraging her, saying what she did was the right thing. Now, was it in reference to her leaving the house, or was it in reference to what exact decision that Mahesh Bhatt was encouraging her to make is still remains to be investigated there. But clearly here it appears that Rhea Chakraborty is very grateful to Mahesh Bhatt as per her messages, and Mahesh Bhatt saying that he is very proud of her for the decision that she has made. He also goes on to say that if we are not reflecting on the impermanent nature of life, then there are a lot of unimportant things that seem important. Mahesh Bhatt being philosophical to Rhea Chakraborty, he's guiding her, Rhea being very thankful for it. Now, what was this conversation in reference to? Was it that Rhea Chakraborty was breaking up with Sushant and Mahesh Bhatt was encouraging her to make the decision that she wanted to make? All this investigation will reveal, but here are the text messages that India Today has accessed showing the connection between Rhea and Mahesh Bhatt having great friendship, which will now be probed by the investigative agency on allegations of abatement to suicide.
Meanwhile, Rhea Chakraborty's statement on why she left Sushant Singh Rajput's house on June 8th has come under the scanner. Rhea, in her statement earlier, claimed that Sushant had called his sister to his house and asked her to leave on June 8th. Rhea added that she had requested Sushant to be allowed to leave his house after attending the therapy session. But the late actor asked her to leave immediately. With the WhatsApp messages with Mahesh Bhatt coming out in the open, it is revealed that she left the Bandra flat on her own. I want to now cut across back to my colleague Devesh, who's joining us. Devesh, is there a discrepancy? Because everyone seems to suggest that she has contradicted her first statement where she said Sushant asked me to leave. Is that a contradiction, or is this an addition to that?
Preeti, this will be found very soon when the CBI records Rhea's statement, because Rhea, in her statement to Mumbai Police Enforcement Directorate, has said that it was Sushant who asked her to move out and leave his residence, go back to her father's residence on June 8th. Second thing, which is again very important, why did Rhea Chakraborty block Sushant Singh Rajput's number? Remember, Sushant's number was blocked by Rhea Chakraborty, and that has also come to light in Rhea's statement as well. But there is no clarity on that. Why did Rhea block Sushant's number? Because Sushant on 10th of June has messaged Shovik asking about Rhea's well-being, because there was no communication between Rhea Chakraborty and Sushant Singh Rajput. What happened between the two is not known yet. The four staffers who were staying with Sushant and Rhea in the Bandra residence, at the Bandra residence, have no idea what went wrong. They just know that Rhea Chakraborty on 8th of June asked one of the staffers to pack her bag and she wanted to leave. That is what has been known, and that is what the staffers have told in their statement. They saw that Sushant was silent. Sushant did not speak a word. it was only Rhea who asked the staffer to pack her bags because she wanted to leave. So this will only be clear when Rhea's statement is again recorded and in-depth details are asked on what happened between the two on 8th of June, because that is where it is suspected that is where Sushant health started deteriorating. He was lonely, he was alone, and that is why he called his sisters. He contacted Rani Singh, who's the elder sister, and he also contacted Meetu Singh on the same day, and that has also come to light from the call detail records of Sushant Singh Rajput. On 9th of June, Meetu Singh, who's the sister of Sushant, came to stay with him, went back on 13th of June as her daughter was alone. And she had asked the staffers who were there, Siddharth Pithani, Neeraj Singh, Keshav Bachner and Dipesh Sawant, to take care of Sushant. And 13th of June, when Meetu left, after that, on 14th of June morning, Sushant was found dead in his bedroom at the Bandra flat. So this needs to be investigated, this needs to be probed by the agencies on what happened, what triggered problems between Sushant and Rhea, what were the issues, and that needs to be questioned. That is why Rhea's statement will be recorded by the CBI, and these set of messages between Mahesh Bhatt and Rhea Chakraborty do hint that she had left the residence on her own volition, on her own wish, and that is why she shared this message that though she's leaving, she's moving on with a heavy heart, but she has a sense of relief. Again, she mentions that you have unclipped my wings twice in this life. So that also indicates that she was somewhere, she's hinting that she was somewhere stuck into the relationship with Sushant Singh Rajput. This has indeed come to light that Rhea herself was also feeling depressed. That has come in her statement also, that was issued by her lawyer, and that she was seeking medical help for her own health condition. But it is not yet known what happened between the two, what went wrong, that Rhea left on 8th of June.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Devesh. Meanwhile, the spotlight is now on Rhea Chakraborty. The first task for the CBI team, after figuring out whether this was murder or a suicide, will be also to grill Rhea Chakraborty and her family. That is after they grilled the various players, who they are right now. The big question, though, is will she be arrested? Does CBI have enough ground?
Rhea Chakraborty, actor, Sushant Singh Rajput's girlfriend, charged with abetment to suicide, theft and cheating. She's now at the center of the CBI investigation. From first demanding a CBI probe to then seeking a transfer, Rhea Chakraborty has no choice now but to face the CBI. And the only question now is, will she be arrested? And if yes, then on what grounds? Charge: abetment to suicide. It's a charge that's difficult to prove, and an arrest can be made only when the CBI gets credible evidence. Charge: wrongful confinement. The Bihar police FIR accuses Rhea of wrongful confinement of Sushant Singh Rajput. The late actor's family claims that Rhea kept Sushant at a resort for 3 months and blocked him from meeting his family. But arrest on wrongful confinement charge can happen only if confinement of Sushant by Rhea is substantiated. Charge: criminal intimidation. Rhea is accused of threatening Sushant in the days leading up to his death. She allegedly told Sushant that she would make his mental health reports public and tell the press that he was mad. Again, a charge that's difficult to prove. The other big charge against Rhea Chakraborty is that she allegedly siphoned off Sushant Singh Rajput's finances. The actor has already been summoned and grilled twice by the Enforcement Directorate, and sources say that her statements have been inconsistent. Charge: cheating. If the CBI is able to uncover the money trail and get evidence that Rhea cheated Sushant financially, that makes easy ground for arrest. Charge: theft. Similarly, if it's proven that Rhea transferred money from Sushant's accounts or was controlling his finances without his knowledge, that too could lead to her immediate arrest. Charge: criminal breach of trust. If the CBI is able to prove that it was Rhea who broke Sushant's trust and drove him to alleged suicide, as claimed by Sushant's father, that's a solid reason for arrest.
All the eyes are now on the CBI. A lot of its investigation will focus on Rhea Chakraborty, but whether the actress will be arrested or not will depend upon the evidence which the federal probe agency is able to gather. With camera person Pradeep Gupta, this is Munish Pandey in Delhi for India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.